So if it's any idol, take it out and let Jesus Christ have first place.
Amen.
Let Him be first of all. Then the hunger deep, as David said, when the deep calleth to the deep, at the noise of thy water spouts. Now, the deep calling to the deep. For instance, this, if there is a deep in here calling, there has to be a deep to respond to that call. Maybe I'll make myself clear as this. I'm a great lover of nature, and going into the woods, I watch the sunset. I hear the animals scream of the wild. My mother's a half Indian. So there's something about it in my blood that I love nature. And when I hear the call from the wild, there's something that sets my soul afire. I can't help it. Here recently I was up in Colorado, and I was standing up on a mountain, and I was watching an old mother eagle as she brought her little ones from the nest and on her wings and set them down in a grassy pasture. And then she flew back up to the top, very peak of the highest rock she could get to, and she sat down. She began to watch. Well, I was watching through my binoculars. My horse was hitched to a tree, and I was watching. And I said, Lord, I like this. And it seemed to me that I said, it smells, if you was ever around an eagle's nest. And they make it out of sharp sticks and things, and then poor little eagles were just walking on those sticks and thorns. They never knowed nothing else. But one day the mother spread forth her wings, and they stepped on the wings and went out. Now I looked at those little fellows, and they were just having a Pentecostal revival. They were just running around on that soft grass, just picking here and chirping to one another and jumping over each other, just as free as they could be. I thought, well, that's right. Now there is like a man in the old nest of the world, knows nothing but that what the devil can give him. But one day God picks him up and sets him down in the shady green pastures. Oh, how he rejoices. He's free. There's nothing, no harm. I thought, well, why ain't those little fellows afraid? Wonder if they realize there's coyotes around that would pick them up. But every once in a while they would look up, and the old mother was sitting up there watching them. I thought, well, praise be to God. That's right. He'd taken me out of the nest of the world, and He climbed the ramparts of glory, sitting on high, watching over His heritage, to see that no harm comes. I thought if a coyote would start towards one of those little eagles, she'd flog him to death. I thought, that's right. Let Satan take after a believer, and he's got Jesus Christ on his hands. That's right. Let him take. After a while, she was watching her great, majestic head looking around. She was on the highest rock that she could find, because she could see everywhere. Her sharp eagle eyes watching. And after a while, I seen her raise her head through my 10-power binoculars. I seen her raise her head and look around. She was whipping the air, and I thought, what is it? Way back in the north, a northerner started. The thunder roared. She let out a scream, and down through there she went, throwed forth those big wings right out on that grassy prairie. And every one of those little eagles ran over real quick. They were instructed perhaps before leaving the nest. They caught their little feet right in the feathers, threw their little mouth down, little bill hooked it around the feather, and she raised with that bunch of eagles on her wings and went just as straight, piercing that wind blowing nearly 50 miles an hour, then right into the cleft of the rock. I cried like a baby. I thought, some glorious day, when this revival is over, He'll come from glory, spread forth His great wings of power, and the little eagles will hook their bills into there and fly away into glory with Him. Deep calling to the deep. If the deep's calling, there's a deep to respond.